Welcome back. You know, we work hard, we save our money, and then suddenly the clock is ticking down. You're making a play for the goal line, so to speak, and you find yourself in the retirement red zone. With me now to talk more about that, Michael Canet with The Savvy Investor, also a popular radio show host and best-selling author. Michael, thanks for coming in once again.
Good morning.
Great to be here. Look, we're in the midst of football season. We all know that. The retirement red zone, what are we talking about here?
So really you're talking about like the 5 years before you retire, up through the first 5 years of retirement. It's such an important 10-year period of your life. Part of the reason is you're making probably the most money you've ever made. It's giving you the most opportunity to save the most you could save up through retirement, but it's also really important where you're putting your money, because if something goes wrong in that first, leading up to retirement, those 5 years to retirement, if something goes wrong, if you wind up in a 2008 or 2007 or 2000, 2001 or 2, I mean, it could be catastrophic, and you might not have that retirement you envision. You might not even be able to retire at all. So that 5 years before and the 5 years after are so very important.
It's a football analogy, the red zone, as you approach the goal line. I think also we can add the clock's ticking down at this point, right, as you near that retirement, that first day of retirement. You just have to be so careful here that you don't blow it at the end of the game, right? I mean, that's what we're talking about.
I mean, that's really what it is, because when you get to that point where you're saying, okay, we call it the 3 bad days syndrome. You know, if you have 3 bad days in a row, retirement doesn't mean I'm not working. Retirement means I don't have to work. And so when you get to that point where you can look at your boss and say, you recognize I'm here because I want to be, not because I need to be, that's an incredible, that's an incredible place to be. But really, those first 5 years, you don't want to have that wrong. If you have the wrong income stream during the wrong market returns, you could run out of money. And the whole idea of having that retirement that you've dreamed of has to be, I never run out of money during retirement. So making those smart choices along the way. One of the things we talk about all the time is having the right advisor. Mm-hmm. And you had a pediatrician when you were young, it made sense, and maybe a family doctor as you got older. But when you get to that retirement age, you really want to have somebody who understands retirement income planning, because it can make a huge difference for you.
You talk about the advisor, the football analogy there, the coach.
Right. Yes,
you want
absolutely.
the right coach, correct? Especially during this time frame.
Absolutely. I mean, these people don't succeed. The Ravens don't succeed in winning. No professional succeeds in winning without having the right coach along the way. And that's why it is so important to pick the right advisor. And again, the person who helped you get to retirement might have been really good at helping you grow the money. But when it comes to distributing the money tax efficiently and making sure it's there for your entire retirement nest egg, you just want to have that right person, and it's probably not the same person. Certainly, if you have a heart problem, you don't want a pediatrician taking care of your heart, and that's the way you need to look at those last 5 years of retirement.
So critical. I know you can think defensively a little bit, to use another football analogy. So you want that portfolio to look a lot different at, say, age 65 than you did at 35, correct? I mean, that's one big thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, you hear all these stories about, we want to move from equities into bonds. And some people say, you take your age, and whatever your age is, that's the percentage of your portfolio that should be bonds. And that's a really simplistic approach. I don't necessarily subscribe to it, but certainly for people that want to do this on your own, having that as an allocation may be the right idea. Really, from our perspective, you want to figure out what your income needs are going to be, right? I mean, you have an idea of, these are my expenses. You want to figure out what that's going to be, and whatever it takes to accomplish that income goal, that needs to be as safe and secure and reliable as possible. Now, the rest of the money can be as play money, and it can be as aggressive as you want it to be, but having that right nest egg and having the advisor that has the courage to tell you that, look, having 70% of your money, having 80% of your money in the stock market probably isn't the right idea. You can't take 3, 4, 5% out of an equity portfolio when you're 60 years old and retiring. It does not work. Statistically, you're going to run out of money. So you need to have that right coach to help you on that right path.
The right advisor, the right coach. You may even have to call that last-second audible, we know. Michael Canet, thank you so much for coming in. And if you're watching now and you would like a complimentary full retirement plan, that's right, full retirement plan, you can call 866-597-1040. Michael Canet and The Savvy Investor will help you out. Michael, thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate it. And stay with us, because coming up, we are going to be talking about the difference between a true local brew and a national beer. Stay with us.